I don't know. Every now and then I just like to try and smell stuff to see if it'll awaken it. My bottle matches my hoodie today. Got a little Sugar Pine 7 action. Sugar Pine merch. Yeah, big RIP.
Good Morning from Hell. Not that long ago.
I didn't know that. I've listened to a couple episodes of that.
It was James and Kib on there.
That makes sense. I saw Steven Septic was streaming on Twitch.
Ooh.
Yesterday.
Go back to Minecraft?
God, dude, I wish.
Oh.
All right, we're recording.
Yeah, we are. We're live on Twitch. Keep it down up there.
Hey.
Keep it down.
Keep it down.
There. We're trying to record.
We're trying to record.
Keep it down up there, Mom.
Am I going first or are you going first?
You're going first.
I'm going first. Hello, Jacob. All right. So my two, I've got a two-piecer.
Ooh, we love those two pieces.
Yeah. I wasn't 100% sure. All right, if my phone will unlock. I forgot I've got to hold the microphone up.
Where's my phone?
I don't know. You looked at the bad thing I sent on Twitter.
That's right.
But so my two things have one big thing in common. I guess two big things in common.
Okay.
I've taken a play out of yearbook.
Excellent.
They're
I gotta turn my notifications off. Excuse me.
really just big old animals.
I love big animals.
Yeah, you do. No big hogs this week.
Oh, no big old fat hogs.
Except for
Jake was dying. He told me he was dying listening to the fat hogs.
I was dying doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But so the other thing that my two have in common is that they could both be tied back to like movies that are coming out that I say to myself I'm very excited about. Oh. But will I watch them in a reasonable time frame?
Never.
No, probably not.
No, absolutely
Now
not.
I did write down before we get into it. I wrote down to watch a movie that my second one is connected to before I came here today.
Yeah? How'd that go?
Well, I thought about it at, what time is it now? It's 5:14. I thought about it at about 4:07. Ooh. And I thought, do I have enough time to watch that movie? And then very quickly realized I did not. So I was like, should I look up the plot points? But I didn't because I felt like that'd be cheating.
Yeah.
All right, but the first one. Do you remember Planet of the Apes?
Which one?
Any of them?
The one with Mark Wahlberg specifically?
Sure.
Yeah, I remember
Do
that
we want
one.
to get into what Mark Wahlberg? I forgot about Mark Wahlberg's good comments about.
That was a Tim Burton movie.
Oh yeah, it was, wasn't it?
It was Tim Burton, Mark Wahlberg.
I love Mark Wahlberg, but man, is he an idiot. All right, but you remember Planet of the Apes?
Yes. All 15 of those movies.
Yeah. Well, imagine Planet of the Apes, but the apes have wings and they've got a 30-foot wingspan. Boom, 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 boom. We're talking about the Ahul, baby.
Oh.
The Ahul.
Yeah.
The Ahul is a Indonesian, I believe. I think I wrote that down. Yes. Java in Indonesia. It is literally a bat with a 30-foot wingspan, 10 feet tall, has mainly bat characteristics, but the face of a primate.
Hang on. I am looking up a that's not the right Mayan god. I typed in Amuzin Cobb, and that's the bug guy.
I don't know anything about the Mayans, dude.
I got you.
Other
keep
than
going.
they were
I'm
wrong.
gonna get you.
Other than they were wrong. Look at me.
Oh, I had a hard shift into frick there.
We have been doing a decent job.
We've been doing all right.
So yes, this is one that doesn't really have. I feel like a couple of mine have had kind of other names. This one's just got the name Ahul. Which do you want to guess why it has that name?
Oh man, I couldn't tell you.
It's cry.
Oh,
it's cry like a Ahul.
Okay,
But it's bat and huge and scary.
Kamazats is the god I was thinking of.
And what does that relate to this at all?
It's a giant bat god.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, yeah, that's cool. As you would say, I do kind of freak with that.
Yeah. I frick with that.
I freak with that. So yeah, so some portrayals of it just kind of showed as a big bat, but more often than not, it is a bat with a primate face. So it's got the scary teeth, the kind of human eyes.
I want to give you a fun fact here. I almost did this.
Did you?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope you didn't do my second one.
No, probably not.
Maybe.
You could. I mean, if you looked hard enough, you could read through my chicken scratches upside
Can't.
down. Yeah.
I don't know how to read. There's nothing on here. I'm just making it up. So the size of it, it varies a little bit, of course, but most of the time it's got about a 28-foot wingspan and about 10 feet tall. Now this would make it 3 to 4.5 times as big as the largest recorded bat ever.
Yeah.
Which would be
like
the
a
flying fox. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Dude, I know
about
animals.
Bats. You know about bats. Oh, so the tie back to a movie is Batman. Mm-hmm. Am I going to see Batman at one point? For sure. I love Robert Pattinson. He's my sweet baby boy.
You know who's not in that movie? Man Bat, who is more like this creature than Batman.
Okay,
is.
I'll leave. I did think about making that joke actually. So it's said to reside in the jungles in Java, Indonesia. It has been seen across most of Indonesia, with a believed subspecies on the near island of New Guinea. But that animal is known as ropin.
I have heard of the ropin.
The ropin it's just
They
another
did
big bat.
Destination Truth about the.
We'll talk about
ropin.
Destination Truth.
Oh my gosh.
I've got a tie back.
Ooh. I love you, Josh Gates.
Never seen it still. Still need to see it. I know, we talk about this every week.
There's a unicorn.
So distinct face, of course. Think about it. Bat, chimp face. Only thing on the face that looks like a bat is bat ears.
That comes across in quite a few, because I was also researching. This is not mine for mine, so this isn't a spoiler. I was also researching the chupacabra.
We will do the chupacabra.
Has bat ears.
That makes sense. I kind of like bat ears.
They like throwing bat onto things because it's scary.
Yeah, it is. Well, it probably gives them hearing powers too.
Absolutely.
And we're all about powers.
And
So
heroes.
I did write down, based on the picture I'm looking at on the Cryptids fandom site, it does just seem to be a big old bat with chimp face and bat ears. That one's right off the dome. Wrote that one down. So its diet consists of mainly local fauna. It's known to eat a lot of fish. But if the opportunity arises, it will munch down on some people.
Ooh.
It will hop in on that people bus and just get to munching and crunching.
It's
So
like the Jeepers Creepers monster.
I've never seen it. I don't see movies.
Man, we have so much work to do, guys.
Yeah.
Jeepers Creepers. Director's a horrible, horrific person.
Who directed
Movies,
it?
great. Some dude.
So just
Listen, that's all that matters. The things he's done, don't credit him with getting a name.
all right, cool. If you do bad things, you don't get a name. Remember that.
He had to leave America for the things he's done.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Like Snowden?
Like,
Well, no, I mean like he had to leave like Snowden.
yes,
did.
like Snowden.
Okay. But he's not as cool as Snowden.
Definitely not as cool.
Did he get a cool movie like Snowden did?
Have you seen what Jake's been tweeting about this Counter-Strike players?
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Gross. So our first sighting of Ahul.
Yeah. Oh, this is My Neighbor Mothman, by the way.
Oh God. We've goofed it. This is My Neighbor Mothman.
Insert music here.
Do we have music?
Yeah. You really haven't listened to that.
I don't. I'm so anxious about hearing my voice.
Just listen to the Bigfoot one. I made it for the Bigfoot one. And then
right.
you go, do we have music? And I go, I'll make it before this show starts.
All right. Good. Yeah, I'll go back and listen to it. My voice. So first sighting.
Yeah.
1925.
Okay.
Not too long
Not
ago.
that long ago. With cameras? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because I
World
think
War One had happened.
I think there were color cameras at that point.
Yeah. Approaching it, if nothing else. No flash pans. We had film. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't have any pictures. Ooh. Not a lot of sightings of this guy.
It's fair.
Not a lot of recorded sightings.
Big bat.
It is a big bat.
Nighttime.
Hard
Hard
to
to
see.
take pictures.
Especially with no flash.
Yeah.
So our naturalist, Dr. Ernest Bartels.
Okay.
Now, I did write down Dr. Ernest, and then all I thought about for, I'd say, about 25 minutes was the Ernest Goes to Jail movies.
Yeah, the Ernest series. Yeah.
Yeah, those are good. So that the whole time I was researching this, I did just think of the character Ernest out in the Indonesian jungle getting chased by a big bat.
Ernest finds the bat.
Ernest finds a cryptid.
Oh.
So 1925, he was exploring the slopes of the Salak Mountains in Java
Yeah.
when, at the time, just a completely unknown, but a bat. All right, so verbatim, my notes say, when at the time, the unknown but giant bat, in parentheses, spoiler alert, it's in a hole, it flies over his head. So imagine you're just chilling in the jungle. You're like, slopes, beautiful, love the mountains.
It's wild out here.
It's wild out here.
Crazy.
I love nature,
Animals.
bugs,
Everything.
trees, water. And then what's
200
that?
years ago, the Avatar disappeared.
No, we can't get into the Avatar. So he's just chilling. Imagine like you're just anywhere, and you're just like, that's a big shadow
imagine
going
that.
up. All right, you know what? I'm tired of this. All right, so my notes are, wow, this waterfall sure is natural. I love nature. What the heck is that shadow? It's a 30-foot wingspan bat.
That's a big anything.
Like I can't even. I've been inside for so long that I can't think about what 30 foot looks
Yeah.
like.
I think my tape measure only goes to 15 feet.
I don't know what that noise I just made was. I'm 6 feet tall. That's
Yeah.
5 of me
Yeah.
on a bat. That's terrifying.
If you're in a Target right now, look down at the floor. See those tiles?
Yep.
Those are each a foot long, right? So
That's 30
you can
Target tiles.
step out 30 Target tiles across the floor to figure out how long this thing is.
Should we go to Target right now?
Let's go.
Take the camera with us. We walk into Target. Hey, yeah, we're filming something. Don't worry about it. So he sees that it flies away. It's gone, but it did let out a cry, this is where his name was recorded.
Yeah.
Yahoo.
So they've taken to the Pokemon naming convention.
Yeah, it did just say its name.
Ah, excellent.
Bulba. Now 2 years later, our sweet baby boy Ernest is back. He's back in the jungle. He's got unfinished business with this big old bat.
No, yeah, I would too.
Yeah,
Yeah. It was like when Ash saw Ho-Oh. You gotta find that thing.
you do got to find that thing.
Gotta catch them all.
But let me tell you, unlike Ash, he did. I
Oh?
think Ash ended up finding him, didn't he? No.
I think he saw Ho-Oh in episode 1, and then like 15 of our years passed, and 4 weeks of his life passed.
Yeah. Whatever. 2 years later, he's back. This time, much chiller approach. Can't be up on the slopes anymore. He's just in his little hut, taking a little hut nap.
Oh.
Taking a little Ernest nap. And
Ernest takes a nap.
Ernest takes a nap in the jungle with the big scary bat. No, so he's just laying there listening to the sounds of the jungle. Listening to the birds make their bird noises.
Nature.
Sing their little songs. Nature, water, trees, wind. When he hears a rumbling in the trees and then a very loud ahoo.
He remembers him.
He remembers.
He's
come back like those
for
videos.
vengeance.
Oh, I was going the other way.
Oh.
It was like the videos of those people who like raise lions and they go out
Oh,
into like the
yeah.
mountains and the lions like give them a big
See, the
ol'
only
hug.
bat person I know of only has vengeance on the mind, so that's why I went there.
The only bat person I know about has COVID.
Yeah, he does.
But no, so he runs outside, sees the big shadow again. Never finds him. Never finds him. But I will say that one is a little more dismissible for me.
Yeah.
He might have just heard a hool, just a howl, a hooler and a hootin', a hoolin' and a hollering.
You know what also makes the ahoo sound?
Wolves.
I was gonna say an owl.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Are there owls in Indonesia?
Listen, I'm not a biologist. Probably.
Or a naturalist like our sweet boy? Are owls?
Welcome to the
in-
segment of the podcast where we Google things.
Why does
That
it
we
say-
didn't think about.
Okay. Are there owls in Indiana? Yeah, probably.
Oh man,
Dude, I can't get back on Indiana. I hate Indiana.
Yeah,
Yes, Indiana and not Indiana. Oh,
Indonesia?
man. Indonesia does have owls.
Yeah.
They've just found a new owl species apparently. So then we get a solid quiet 40 years.
that's a long time.
It is a long time. And in 1966, Ernest teams up.
He's back again, round 3.
This time not in Indonesia.
Oh,
But he just teams up with an Ivan T. Sanderson, who was a cryptozoologist, I believe, out of Australia. I didn't write it down.
that sounds plausible.
Which 12% of our listeners are from?
Yeah.
It's Australia.
What's up, Australia?
Do you guys know? Do you guys know Yvonne? He might still be alive, actually. Probably. He could be like 70.
Yeah. Maybe.
I don't know. How old are cryptozoologists most of the time? I don't like that word.
Yeah, it's
hard.
It's bad mouth feel.
It is.
It's the Z in there just throws everything to the whack.
For me, it's the O's. I'm trying to write down cryptozoologist.
Zoologist, yeah.
Yeah, there's only 2 O's there.
Yeah, I know.
I keep whatever. Past it. So in 1966, these 2 boys, Yvonne and Ernest, they write a book. They write a little report. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Yep, that's what that noise was.
It was also thunder.
So they write this article about the Yahoo, and kind of their theories on it. Obviously the recordings of his sightings.
Yeah.
But the big thing is they decided that they were going to interview the locals in the jungle, the local tribes.
Yeah.
You would think they'd do that.
At the beginning.
Yeah, you think the first time you see a big bat, you're going to find the closest person and go, hey.
What is that?
What bat?
What was
Why,
that?
Why bat?
Why bat? What the frick was that?
Hey, man, I might be losing my freaking mind. What was that big old bat? So now the locals did, of course, have a different feeling about the Yahoo. Mm-hmm. This was not some creature that was mythological and cryptid. This was someone that they knew.
Oh.
The locals told these guys that...
That was Dave. He just went crazy one day.
Dave just a big old bat, man. No, they told him that... They told Yvonne and Ernest that, they weren't shocked when they saw this big bat.
Yeah.
And that it wasn't one big bat. That there were just several big bats that just lived in the jungle.
That's even scarier than they're just
terrifying. And it plays into... So, there hasn't really been any recorded sightings since, but that the tribes that live in those Indonesian jungles still hold true to the fact that there are just big bats.
Yeah.
They're just very big bats. But yeah, no sightings. No
been a
reported
hot minute,
sightings
yeah.
in, what's that? 95 years.
But see, and that's the thing is, I started to wave this around and point. I started to wave the microphone. I was going to start gesturing with it. That's the thing is, within the last 10 years, I want to say we found like at least a dozen animals that hadn't been seen in like 40 to 110 years.
Yeah.
That are just like being. I was like, oh no, we just didn't look right.
A lot of frogs.
A lot of frogs.
They're finding a lot of frogs.
Frogs are nature finds a way.
I love frogs.
Yeah.
So slimy.
There aren't any real good frogs in the thing, in the list. I was looking.
Yeah, you were looking for some frogs?
I was looking for some frogs.
What about that book, The Frog and the Toad?
Frog and Toad?
Yeah, those gay frogs.
Yeah, they're gay. That's cool.
I can't get going on gay frogs, Levi. This podcast
Oh
can't
no,
afford it.
Alex Jones is gonna show up.
But yeah, so
One of
like,
them's a toad.
Yeah. So I've got kind of an idea on why, if they've gone extinct or if we're just not seeing them anymore. I was looking it up because the article I was reading, brought it up a little bit. In the early 1900s, I think about around 1910, Indonesia was 82% jungle.
Yeah.
Their landmass was just a ton of jungle. As of 2012, that's down to, I believe, about 50%. So they've taken 32% of that landmass and just cut the trees down. Now, who knows if it's slowed down any in the last 8 years? I couldn't find any numbers on it. But so I mean, it's very possible that the bats just don't have anywhere to live.
I also want to point out that the average lifespan of flying foxes, which is the largest bat, right?
Yeah.
We talked about.
I'm gonna guess 7 years.
In captivity, as much as 17 years.
Oh, that's not bad. What about in the wild?
Like 4.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess if these big bats,
Due to natural predators, mostly.
what's the natural predator? of this
Oldest
big
known
bat?
flying fox was a gray-headed flying fox that lived its entire life in captivity, and died in 2000 at the age of 22.
Man.
That's an old bat.
I mean, I guess I didn't realize how short lives bats lived. But I guess it's kind of I guess that's part of being a human. Is we just don't think about
We're the
animal
elves
lives
of
Earth.
nature. Yeah.
Except for those big sharks.
Turtles.
Don't big shark and turtles.
Turtles, yeah.
I saw a 660-pound alligator today on
Yeah. I saw that too. They're getting surgery for it's
Yeah.
like bone problem.
Yeah, bone infection.
Had bonitis.
His alligator's got bad bones, baby.
All right.
But now I'm bringing in our new activity.
Okay.
Our new bit.
New bit. Got it.
We're gonna pit these monsters against in our little brains against one another in a Godzilla style fight.
Yeah. A king of the monsters, if you will.
Yeah. So I say we go bat versus last week's big hogs.
Big hogs.
And it seems a little uneven.
So here's the issue I see with the bat, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot of larger flying animals.
Ooh, sorry.
Squeak. And a lot of larger flying animals, to kill their prey that is also large, will pick them up real high and drop them. Mm-hmm. I don't see this as a viable option for the
For the big hog.
mass of the hog. Mm-hmm. Due to
Alternatively, though,
Yeah.
because it is apparently part chimpanzee, could land on it and just tear that neck
chimp
up.
strength, yeah.
Big chimp strength. Chimps have very powerful jaws. I did look that up. I don't remember the numbers.
yeah.
They got strong mouth. Strong mouth.
Chimps will mess you up.
They will. The fact that people have chimps and like monkeys as pets is the most terrifying thing.
that's scary.
Have we talked about this?
I don't think so.
Maybe not on the podcast.
Yeah,
I feel
maybe in person.
They
just
terrify
regularly.
me.
Yeah, they're smart.
They are.
They know what's going on, dude.
I saw a
Can't mess
video
with that.
on TikTok of a guy who has a little monkey as a pet.
Yeah.
And someone bought him a water bottle. And that monkey just grabs up and twists the top of the water bottle off. That's scary.
Yeah. You know what else will do that? Octopus.
Yeah, but
That's
I think I could fight an octopus.
in the water.
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
In my home,
Yeah.
on land,
On land.
I'd beat an octopus's ass. Sorry, but we made it so far in here. No, yeah, but they just terrify me because I'm scared of Planet of the Apes.
They can learn tools.
Well, they have tools.
Yeah, they have to. I saw a group of great apes that had reached the Stone Age.
Yeah,
And I was like, oh no,
that's
We're
so
next.
scary to me. Because I mean, what happens when they find guns? What's happened?
Have you seen that video of that chimp with that AK?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
It's so scary.
It's terrifying.
And those people are just like, no,
I was like, no, he's got a gun.
he's got a gun. He's big, scary, strong.
Yeah. He could feed you that gun if he wanted to.
Could.
There's nothing you could do about it.
You know what I don't like? I don't like their feet,
Oh, the thumb feet.
the thumb feet.
I don't see it. Listen, if that was an option, like on the character select screen when I was being created,
I'd love it.
I'd pick thumb feet.
Yeah, it's the fact that I don't have it
Yeah.
and they do.
It's a jealousy thing.
It is. I'm jealous of Ape's cool toe feet.
Was that Chase? Chase was upset he didn't have a tail. He used to cry he didn't have a tail. Putting Chase on blast.
That's right, Chase, you nerd.
He won't listen to this.
Oh man,
He's talked about it openly.
what, his tail, or that he doesn't want to listen to this?
About the yeah,
Both. I want to fight him tonight. I'm going to talk about his tail. His tail
I
problems.
don't know if Chase is coming actually.
Oh, well then I'll message him about it. All right. So that's it for the Ahul.
Yeah, part B. Here we go.
Part B of this week's episode. Can you tell me, there is a movie from the 80s era.
Okay.
No, this is the movie I said I was going to watch before we came here, and I didn't.
Bats with Lou Diamond Phillips.
I already did Bats.
Oh.
Bats was part A. This is the cold open part B.
Okay.
Tell me an 80s movie that's getting remade that you're excited about. It's big news. It's been big news.
I couldn't tell you.
Let me give you a hint.
Yeah?
Kyle MacLachlan.
Oh, Dune.
Dune.
The Sandworm.
Yeah, baby.
I also looked at doing the Sandworms.
The old goy.
Yeah.
Korokoi?
I don't know.
Yeah, Korokoi. That's probably not pronounced right.
Yeah. Listen.
man,
we're American and we're dumb.
You really didn't. I wrote down, Levi will then ramble on about movies he's excited about, which I'm sure will distract us for a minute.
Well, that's the thing is nothing's coming out. I'm still waiting to watch Black Widow that I was supposed to watch 3 months ago.
I could care less.
We're supposed to be watching The Eternals next month.
I do care about that one.
It's got Angelina Jolie.
And then I did write down, no, Levi, you fool. It's Dune, baby.
I'm also excited for Dune. That cast looks incredible.
Oh, Timothy
Chalamet.
Sure.
And Josh
Timothy
Brolin.
Champagne.
And Aquaman.
Jason Momoa's in that.
And Poe Dameron.
Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa's in that. Batista's in that.
I do love me some Batista. Dude, I love Jason. We can't get into how much I love Jason Momoa. So Olgoy Korkoi, also known as the Mongolian Deathworm.
Deathworm. Yeah, that's what I would. That's the thing that I was like, this is the Mongolian Deathworm. I just can't remember the actual name of it.
Yeah, it's real cool. It's kind of scary.
Yeah,
Worms don't like them.
dude. Every like sci-fi movie that is off planet, there's a desert planet, big worm. There's a big worm somewhere on that planet.
Like on SpongeBob.
The whole thing's the worm.
Scary.
Mass Effect.
Never played them.
I'll have a giant. It's called a thresher maw. It's a giant sandworm.
I do have one Mass Effect memory, and I think
Yeah.
we've talked about this.
So the Source filmmaker stuff.
Huh?
None.
Okay. No, I had a friend who will remain nameless.
Okay.
Who, when Mass Effect 3 came out, said, "Hey, Zachary, you want to come over and play Mass Effect 3?" And I was like, "I've never played it, but yeah, sure." And then he made me sit in a cardboard box because he only had one chair and made me watch him play through the entirety of Mass Effect 3
that's a
in
single
1 day.
player game.
And then just told me to go home.
Yeah.
He just wanted someone this was streaming before streaming. He just
Yeah.
wanted someone to watch him play this game.
And you had no options. You were just there.
I was there. It was the only TV.
Yeah.
I had a cell phone at the time, but it was before like you could really use the internet on your cell phone. So yeah, I just went over to this dude's house and watched him play Mass Effect 3.
Another giant sandworm. Tremors.
Never seen it.
that? Oh. Kevin Bacon? Oof. In his prime.
In his Dirty Dancing days?
Prime Kevin
What
Bacon.
was Dirty? What was it? He was in one of them. He was in one of those dancing movies.
Kevin Bacon?
Kevin Bacon was in a dancing movie.
Was he? I don't know. This is like 92 Bacon.
Talk.
Yeah, okay. So, but yeah, there's giant worms that will chase them throughout. They're in Nevada.
Footloose.
Footloose. There
He
you
was
go.
in Footloose. Not Dirty Dancing. I've never seen
I was
either
like
of them,
P. Swayze is in one of those, right?
though. I don't know who that is.
Patrick Swayze?
Oh.
P. Swayze, brah.
I hate you. I hate
No, but
this.
like pretty much any, like the Sarlacc pit on Star Wars.
I've seen those.
Yeah, it's a giant
We
worm.
watched those together. That was a big worm, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it's just a big worm in the ground. They do it all the time.
That is where worms live.
It's good. It's a good gimmick, and it's always gets a good pop off from the crowd.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear about this Mongolian death
All right.
worm.
So, I'm not going to call him Olgoy Korkoi from
Yeah.
now on. I'm going to call him either the Mongolian Deathworm or Olgoy because I kind of like that. So he allegedly lives in the Gobi Desert, which takes up a lot of China,
Yeah,
kind of that area.
Gobi Desert, freaking rad.
Is it?
Yeah,
I don't know much about deserts.
that and like the Sahara are like all I know.
Is the Sahara here? What's the one in Arizona?
Listen, I don't remember anything about deserts. I was just
You were
trying
just
I
talking-
was hyping up deserts.
All right. Useless.
Yeah, absolutely.
So most reports state that he lives in they live in southern to western Gobi.
Okay.
Seems to travel as worms do, mostly underground. But big thing, he's so close to the surface that you can see him coming.
So, this is the plot point in Tremors.
Okay.
Fun fact: they did this. They had like a thing, like a brick on a cinder block on a string that they buried, like 6 inches underneath the dirt, and they had a pickup truck. They tied the rope to it and drove it. So you got the ground breaking.
Oh, you're talking about how they filmed it?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about they did this in the movie, and I was trying to figure out what this.
No, they did that with dynamite in the movie, and they had to eat the dynamite and explode it.
This movie sounds like it sucks.
No, it's very
Aren't there
90s.
like 4 of them?
There's like 5 of them.
Oh boy, I'll try and watch Tremors, but I've got to watch Dune first.
I would watch the first Tremors.
No, I have to watch all of them. how my
The
brain
first
works.
Tremors is the best one.
Okay. Heard. Now this one kind of gets towards the puckwudgie of this dude's got really cool powers.
Yeah.
Because the Mongolians said that the worm could kill you at a distance using either venom
Okay.
or electric discharge.
Oh, that's a new one.
Electric worm.
It's a
thunderbolt
land moray eagle
Sure.
or electric eel.
Oh, electric eel.
Yeah.
Didn't
Not
hear.
morays aren't the electric ones. I'm stupid.
Now its venom is said to be so strong that it can corrode metal.
That's like like hydrochloric acid levels.
Yeah.
Woof.
Coming out
Woof.
of a worm. That'd be a scary worm right there.
Yeah.
All worms are kind of scary. So, obviously, if this worm's got such strong venom, you can't touch it.
Yeah.
It was believed that touching the worm would cause tremendous pain and an almost instant death. So, like, you could just accidentally step on this little worm, and then your life's going to suck for about 10 seconds, and you're dead.
Dang.
Which
That's
doesn't
brutal.
sound terrible. It sounds, 10 seconds.
That 10 seconds will feel like an eternity.
I was going to say, from here, when I'm not touching this bad worm, that's fine.
Yeah.
10 seconds, and then that's it. But yeah, no, I'm sure if I touch this bad worm.
Yeah, imagine 10 seconds, but your foot is melting. Like, that's the kind of pain that I imagine.
Yeah.
You stepped in lava.
Lava doesn't look that bad.
The real question is, what does it taste like?
We can't. We can't taste lava. But all I'm
The
saying
forbidden
is,
jello.
I'd like to lick it.
Yeah,
I'd like to lick it when it's not hot anymore.
that's just a rock.
Well, I guess you're right. I don't know anything about rocks. So death
You
worm.
can go outside a Mexican food restaurant and there's
Back to the
lava rock.
death worm. We're bad at this.
Yeah.
It mainly fed on camels,
Okay.
laid eggs.
The ghost camels.
Ghost camels.
We're not touching.
They just
ghosts.
keep coming back.
Ghost camels are not. Look,
They're just camels that are ghosts.
Yeah.
That's all they
this? What is this?
As well as local parasitic plants.
Okay.
So they're kind of helping the environment. I don't know what a parasitic plant is.
Like like here we have kudzu,
Yeah, we do have kudzu.
and I would consider that a parasitic plant.
I think it is. So what you're telling me is we need to go get the Mongolian deathworm to get rid of kudzu.
Yeah, and have a Georgia strain of the Mongolian deathworm.
Where did kudzu come from?
Japan.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Thanks, Japan.
Now this part, I promise I did not know when I thought of the cold open.
Okay.
Because now we're going to get into expeditions. To go find the Mongolian deathworm.
Yeah.
In 1990 and 1992, Ivan Mackerel, a Czechoslovakian
Fish.
cryptozoologist, he led small groups in the desert to search for the worm.
Yeah.
Now, how do you think he searched for that worm?
They all walked like comb in the desert.
No, they had seen Dune, so he made a motor-driven thumper to attempt to draw it to the surface,
Okay.
which apparently is something they do in Dune, like tapping the
Yeah,
ground.
I haven't seen Dune.
Oh,
No. Yeah, that's.
well, apparently,
I am aware of the spice melange.
don't know what that is. I know
Fear-
that Kyle MacLachlan is in
Yeah.
it. It's in the desert, and there's a worm.
Yeah, that's like it.
So apparently they like thump on the ground like rhythmically to bring the worm up.
I have another worm thing.
Tell me about your worm thing,
If you're listening to the podcast
Levi.
over audio, you can't see this. You go to Board Nerds YouTube page and you can see the video.
Or twitch.tv/skeleton crew gaming.
There you
and you
go.
can watch this happen live. We don't have a set schedule, but I tweet about it. Follow me on Twitter.
In the 1998 film Godzilla, starring Ferris Bueller
Godzilla.
himself, he is a researcher, and it's raining, right? And he needs to bring worms to the surface.
Okay.
So he puts 2 probes into the ground,
Okay.
and it electric shocks them,
Okay.
and it brings them up to the surface because they're trying to get away from the electrified water.
What's stopping them from just going down?
Listen, I'm not a scientist. Nor am I a movie maker in 1998.
Bad movie.
It is.
Could've
That's
just gone on.
that's
Haven't-
unrelated.
I may have seen that one. I don't remember electroshock worms.
It's a very minor plot point
Okay.
at the beginning of the movie, and only that.
All right. I'm glad you remember it so much that you brought it up on our podcast.
I watched that movie a lot as a kid.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I really like Godzilla.
Now, spoiler alert about our Dune-inspired search.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
Oof.
Didn't bring that worm up. Just didn't work. And bigger spoiler alert, none of the hunts that have gone on have worked.
Oh.
They haven't found this big worm.
What? I kind of yelled that. I'm sorry.
We did.
What size are we talking about here? Are we talking like dune worm sized?
I think I have it written down here. About 2 feet long,
Okay.
has no head or legs,
As a worm does.
and is so poisonous that merely to touch it means instant death.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's really, for a worm,
So for a worm, it's big.
yeah, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not really
Yeah.
that big.
It's a snake sized.
Yeah.
Got it.
We'll get into that.
Okay.
We'll get into the snakes. So another hunt was 2005, was headed by zoological journalist Richard Freeman. This hunt came to the conclusion that the reported sightings were presumably of an unknown species of worm lizard. Would you look at worm lizards? They're just kind of weird.
Yeah.
They're just kind of scaly worms, it seems like.
Armored worms.
Yep. Now, here, as promised, Destination Truth.
I love it.
They from 2006 to 2007, they did lead a Mongolian death worm
Yeah.
search. Didn't work.
No. Spoiler alert for anything that Destination Truth has ever touched.
Doesn't work.
Doesn't work. But
Noted.
boy, is it a lot of fun.
I still need to watch it. I need to find out where it's streaming. And the last well-known kind of documented hunt was, strangely enough, headed by New Zealand entertainment reporter David Ferrier.
Okay.
I don't know how he got into it. I'm guessing it was just like a news special. That they're
Yeah.
like, we're sending David to the desert, baby. He's gonna
Here we
find a
go.
big
It's going to be
worm."
great. The morning news is going to eat it up.
This morning at 6 a.m., David has found the big worm. He did find it. What's that? Oh, it's the group chat.
Yes.
But also kind of like in 1966 with our good boy, the Ahul,
Yeah.
they decided that they were going to interview the locals.
Okay. Again, a little late.
Little late.
We kind of got a trend going here.
They just kind of said, maybe it's out there.
Yeah.
They didn't really have a lot of lore on it.
Okay. Okay.
They was like, maybe there's a big worm. We don't know.
Who knows?
Who knows? Might have just been a mirage.
Could have been.
Could have been. So the first time this creature came to Western attention was when a good man, Roy Chapman Andrews, wrote a book called On a Trail of Ancient Man, which is a really cool sounding book.
Yeah.
Can't figure out how it got to the worm.
Yeah.
I might read the book though. So in this book, Andrew cites a Mongolian prime minister, Damdin Bazaar.
Good name.
Probably wrong. Probably said that very wrong.
Yeah.
But this is where we get the description of the worm. Shaped like a sausage. About 2 feet long.
Cool.
That's all he said.
Cool. That's
like it's a big
Hey,
sausage
it's a worm.
Yeah, he just said it's really a big worm.
Now Now, the biggest, like, earthworm I can think of that we see regularly are going to be, like, your night crawlers, which are about 6 inches long
Yep.
and, like, half an
That'd
inch
be
in diameter.
4 times as long.
Yeah.
I couldn't find any reportings on the diameter of this worm, but from the pictures I saw, it was a pretty thick boy.
A girthy worm?
Yeah, pretty girthy.
Okay.
And now I know what you're thinking. Mr. Chapman Andrews wrote this book and included the Mongolian death worm. Surely he believes in it. He doesn't. He just thought people were seeing a thick snake,
Yeah.
which I mean, it's fair. Could be. This is the first cryptid I've come across that I am 100% like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably not. Just because there's a lot.
Are there... There've got to be, like, venomous snakes in the Gobi.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Like
So
mambas or something.
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that either some dude was out there and saw a mirage, or he just saw a really big snake and got scared.
Yeah. I would tell people it was a death worm also.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you're playing a game and you fall to your death and you say that someone shot you.
Yeah.
Never done that.
Who pushed
though.
me?
Or when this is going to be a real deep cut. When you forget to get off the bus in the afternoon, so you tell your parents that a really big kid wouldn't let you off the bus at your stop, but when in reality you were asleep.
Oh,
Garrett, if you're listening, we know.
Oh, no.
My brother was gone for like 3 hours after school one day, and he had 3 hours to come up with a story and said that
That's what he came
there was a
up with?
big kid that wouldn't let him off the bus.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was good. All right, worms advocate.
Okay.
Maybe there is a worm out there. The Gobi's huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is massive, and it's not like you can just go out there and hit it with a shovel and be like, "No worms here."
It's true.
How deep do you think the desert goes?
I mean, what do you mean? What do you mean? How deep does
Like-
the desert go?
I don't know. How long do you think you'd have to dig in the Gobi Desert
To not hit sand?
to not hit sand?
8-10 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we find out?
Here we go, baby. Pack those bags, book those
We're
tickets. We're
going to
going to the
Gobi.
Gobi Desert.
No, we're not. I'd die out there.
It's hot.
Yeah,
It's so
it gets to
dry.
like- It gets to like 88 degrees here, and I feel like I'm dying.
Yeah.
I wonder how hot it is in the Gobi right now.
It hit 110 in Austin, Texas, like last week. Yeah. They were like, this is brutal.
And my old work wanted me to go work in Utah.
It should be night in the Gobi currently, right?
Probably.
So it'll be cooler there because it's cold at night in the desert
Well, it's cold at
It's so
night in most
dry.
places.
because it's so dry. Here in Georgia, the humidity holds in the heat. So we'll stay like 82 through the night, and then sun comes up, and we're back up to like 95 degrees.
So right now, it is 3 a.m. in the Gobi Desert.
Okay.
It's 75.
Okay, that's nice.
That's not bad. But
What's the high tomorrow?
that's what I'm going for. 91.
Okay.
Doesn't sound terrible, honestly.
It's dry.
Yeah, it is a dry heat.
Nowhere to hide either.
It's also, but it is also, I will say this, it's raining. The forecast is for it to rain.
Oh, in the desert. My word. Global warming, guys.
It can, so all right, so I'm looking at
Yeah.
record temperatures.
Ranges
in
and stuff, yeah.
it can reach negative 40 in winter
Yeah.
at night. Surprisingly, it only hits about 113 degrees in the summer. Only.
So we're talking like San Antonio levels of heat.
Yeah, but it's probably a much drier heat.
Yeah.
Probably much worse, especially with the sand. Sand gets so hot.
So coarse, and it gets everywhere.
It does get everywhere. You want to talk about a weird thing I used to do with sand as a kid?
Oh, I don't know. Do I?
Sure. I'm here already. I used to have an obsession with like things, especially because like I shaved my head as a kid.
Yeah.
Not like just clippers, like bald.
Razor? Yeah.
It was so bad. My head is not shaped right for it. But so I got my mom, love her. She's great. didn't do a great job shaving my head. So I had like a couple of like razor burn, and I
Yeah.
had like a couple scabs on my head, and then I became obsessed with like just picking at my scalp.
Yeah.
So that next summer we went to Myrtle Beach, and I would just take a handful of sand and just push it into my scalp so that I could go sit at home and just like pull sand out of my hair. It was real weird.
Oh man.
I don't like that I've brought this up.
That's an interesting thing that you have.
I don't do it
said.
anymore.
Yeah.
I know that wasn't believable, but I really don't. I don't really go to the
I
beach.
wonder what that means. There's got to be
prob-
some psychological thing
probably,
there. Yeah.
Look, as much as I've got wrong up here in the old noggin, the reason that I put sand in my hair as a kid is not a top priority.
Low priority.
It's very low on the totem pole of problems I have. So that's all I have for him. And now that brings us into the weekly special of who can this worm fight? I don't think the worm can beat anybody that we've covered so far.
Well, if Bigfoot stepped on him on accident,
I didn't think about that. No one can touch him.
no one can touch him.
Worm beats everyone.
And he has a distance game. He can range.
Worm beats everyone.
He can zone, and he can like deal with you on a mix-up.
I wonder what kind of AoE effects he's got. AoE effect is
He can cross you up by going on the ground.
Yeah, he can hit you with a juke. Or he can. Do you think he has eyes? Do worms have eyes?
No.
Okay. How do they?
Where do they need to go?
Worms can't read.
Confirmed.
Man, I guess worms do beat everything.
Yeah.
I really thought this was.
That's why they've been around for so long.
Well, most worms aren't poisonous.
No, I just mean like
Are there
as far
poisonous
as
worms?
as far as survivability. I don't know. Use your guy. Let me see.
I mean, other than this guy, other than my sweet
Let me
boy,
Google.
old goy. But yeah, I guess that I really thought the worm. As I was thinking about this idea of fighting in our animals, I thought the worm was going to be a toss up that he was just going to get obliterated. But yeah, if no one can touch him, I'm trying to think. Hog can't do anything about it. Hog had tusks though.
Yeah.
But I guess the hog would have to. The hog couldn't, like, he'd have to pin him down with the tusks. Because if he pulled him up with the tusks, then the venom would just kind of seep down his tusk.
I'm on
into his skin.
nationalgeographic.com.
Tell me about
I'm
worms.
loading this up here. It's a. Oh, these are subterranean amphibians. These don't count.
If you think you
Look
could
at
beat this
that
worm,
nightmare.
I don't like it. What is that?
That's the mouth of it. It looks like this.
What is it?
It's a subterranean amphibian.
That's scary. You remember the fluke worm episode of X-Files?
Yeah. I haven't seen many X-Files, but I have seen that one.
I don't like that one. That one's uncomfortable for me.
Dude, listen, as soon as the intro song starts, I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah, we talked about this. You're scared of
This
it.
is scary. This is a scary song.
So yeah,
It'll play during Halloween, and I'll go, oh no, I don't like this.
I hate Halloween.
Yeah?
I love the concept of Halloween, and it's just
I
kind
hate
of
what people have done to Halloween. Look how they've massacred my boy.
well, see, like it started when I was a kid because every year I got very sick before Halloween.
Yeah.
Like just, and it always. I think I've only trick or treated 4 times in 23 years.
Oof.
Because I would get like a stomach flu
Yeah.
the week before Halloween. So then the thought of eating any kind of candy, just terrible idea.
Yeah. I get that.
And I get very scared. I
All those werewolves out there. and Bumblebee from Transformers.
and so many sexy doctors.
I hate doctors.
So the closest thing I've ever been to a party was like 7th grade.
Yeah.
And I was at my friend's house for a Halloween party, having a great time, just hanging out, chilling, cooling. And then they go, "You guys want to watch Halloween?" The sun was still up, and I started shaking. I was so scared as they like in the trailers for this
Yeah.
movie. And I called my mom and I said, "Hey mom, the stomach sickness is back." And she was like, "All right, I'll come get you." And I was like, "All right." And then I just
Really
went
tummy ache.
and then I sat in the girl's driveway with a flashlight and my phone's flashlight on, just waiting on my mom. I was so scared.
In the background.
I didn't say bye to anyone. I literally just
the Irish goodbye.
disappeared.
Yeah.
The scared goodbye.
That'd be way scarier for them. You think they're
think
scarred?
They're
sitting at home. Disappeared.
Do you remember the time that Zach almost got kidnapped at a Halloween party? Because I'm thinking about it now. I was just a kid sitting in a driveway with a flashlight. Also, if anyone looked outside, they probably got very scared.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Halloween's bad. How did we get on the topic of Halloween?
We were talking about, I don't remember. I lost it.
Lost the plot.
I didn't have enough sleep last night, and I haven't had enough caffeine today. So,
Get to drinking your coffee beer.
yeah.
That's all I've got.
Alrighty.
Worm beats everyone.
Worm does beat everyone.
If you think you can beat the worm, tweet it to me at Big Gremlin Hours, and I'll prove you wrong. I'm going to create this worm somehow.
That'll do it for this episode of My Neighbor Mothman.
My neighbor Worm Man.
Be sure to follow us on your podcast listening device of choice.
Spotify.
Listen, I'm fighting with Google and Apple right now. All right.
Just like Fortnite. We're basically Fortnite.
Yeah. We record every fortnight. This is the Fortnite podcast.
I don't want to do this anymore. I hate it here.
You can find the videos of our podcast going up on the Board Nerds channel on YouTube. You can watch us live on Skeleton Crew Gaming
on Twitch.
On Twitch.tv.
Or I almost said Mixer. Mixer doesn't exist.
Mixer's
anymore.
gone.
If you want to buy a cool hat like I've got, you can't. They don't sell them anymore.
But we sell hats.
We do sell hats.
Boardnerds.store.
Do we have My Neighbor Mothman stuff
We do
yet?
not yet.
I'm very excited. We need to.
I haven't. I've got to find an artist to do a new cover art for us.
Okay.
Something that is what we talked about.
Yep. What we've talked about.
And then I'll get permission and make a shirt for that.
Perfect. I'll see if I can find anybody. Follow some artists on Twitter.
Yeah. Thank you very much. See you next time.
Yeah. Thank you for coming out. We had fun. Lock your windows and don't step on worms.
Bye.
Bye. That's my advice for everyone. When's the last time you saw a worm?
Man, I have no clue.
I haven't seen a worm in quite some time.
Last time I went fishing, maybe? But that wasn't like a wild worm. That was like...
I'm going to say that was a worm in a cup. That doesn't count.
Cup that, stretch it out.
Worms scare me. Especially the fact that they don't have eyes, which I didn't know until now.
Like those microscope lenses on their mouths and it's just little fucking circles of teeth.
Worms are the original sharks. We're going to stretch. We'll be back.
I guess. I mean, there were jawless fish that would attach like a lamprey.
Yeah. Oh, there goes my spine. I think I'm going to get a Logitech mouse.
Yeah.
They're putting out new colors here.
No.
Pastels. I really like pastels. Is it still raining? It's fine. Warm up.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody gets here and call it off. It's a worm.
Welcome to the first annual worm hunt. We're hunting worms.
Now we'll talk about your creature. All right. I'm back. I can't see what's going on over here. What we got? We're just chilling. Nothing in the group chat. We're having fun. You guys get to watch me be on Twitter for a minute now. See if we can find anything about big worms on Twitter. The biggest worm you've ever seen. Yeah, I don't like the fact that worms don't have eyes. How did they get around? Why do they get around? Why do worms exist? Let's find that out together. Why do worms? Why do worms have 5 hearts? Oh. Do you know worms only have 5 organs?
Yep.
You did know that?
Skin, mouth, anus, intestine. I don't know. They have a big round part that I can't remember the name of.
The big round part.
The thumb or something.
Crop.
There you go.
They've also got a gizzard.
You're making that up.
It says it right here. This article is written by Wonder Worman. That's funny. I'm just kind of looking at worms now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if I can get this cold open.
All right, I'm ready. Wait, real quick.
Yeah.
Why do worms exist?
To decompose rotting matter, like plants and animals and stuff.
Yeah, they consume soil, extracting nutrients from Oh no.
Decomposting.
The worms are in my brain.
Decompose.
I got the worm brain. Kenny said he and Adam are going to eat before they get here.
Okay.
But I was not offered any food before I left.
I told them that there wouldn't be any food.
Yeah.
I have big pretzels.
I
And
don't
regular
love
pretzels.
They're very salty.
It's Oktoberfest. So I brought pretzels. I got pretzels.
Pretzels? You got pretzels?
I got pretzels and beer cheese.
Gross. All right. Cold open.
Are they living creatures, alien probes, or some sort of 3D electromagnetic smudge? The theory of air rods came with the height of the early 90s as strange creatures began appearing in the background of videos and photos. Are they extraterrestrial, extra-dimensional, or just the result of faulty equipment? Find out on this episode of My Neighbor Mothman.
Cue the music, which I don't know.
All right, welcome to this episode of My Neighbor Mothman.
We've introed it this time.
We've introed
We
it this
forgot
time.
to last time.
It's fine. It's fine.
They'll know.
They'll figure it
They
out.
click on.
Yeah.
They see the name.
I am Levi. This is Zachary.
Oh God, we didn't intro ourselves
No.
either last
No,
time.
it's-
We
it's-
just really got into
Yeah,
it.
we're going. We're going.
Like a, never mind.
So yeah, today we're going to talk about air rods.
That's what I thought you said.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
So
Never heard of it. Oh, I'm talking in the wrong part of the microphone.
it happens a lot. But before I start this, some people will call them Roswell rods. Now this leans into different areas, right? We're gonna touch on a lot of things that are they creatures on their own?
Okay.
Are they the cause of or result of something else happening? Do they lead into the extraterrestrial side of things? Are they from another dimension?
Is this what you put in the group chat about? You said you had to make a trap for.
No. We were talking about the flat Bigfoot theory.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Which, if you haven't read that, because I haven't, It's just that Bigfoot is kind of like Flat Stanley.
Yeah. So if he turns 90 degrees, you can't see him. That's why he's harder to capture on camera.
I seem to remember having a deep hatred for Flat Stanley and ranting about that on Twitter once, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I have no point of reference on Flat Stanley. I know it's a piece of paper that is a guy.
Yeah. I also hate Yahtzee.
Oh, that's a bold take.
I don't think it's a fun game.
I had a Pokemon Yahtzee as a kid.
I hate you.
It was good. You didn't have to worry about numbers. You just had to match the Pokemon to the...
That's actually kind of cute. I like that.
It's to teach kids how to play Yahtzee. All right.
Teach kids about Pokemon.
So, here, I'm going to start here, right? Prevailing theories.
Okay.
As to what air odds are.
Rods of air. That's my call shot.
So, prevailing theories are as follows. They're atmospheric beasts. Are you familiar with atmospheric beasts?
No.
All right. So there are, if you continue down the rabbit hole of atmospheric beasts, which we might have to do a whole episode
Like
on.
Ultra Beasts?
Like sky jellyfish.
Like the flying spaghetti monster.
Like sky serpents.
That's...
And like dragons.
I don't want to think about sky serpents. That kind of scares me.
You can find like artist renderings of that sort of thing.
Okay.
Have you seen Futurama?
A little bit.
There's one point where they're in space and there's space whales.
That's cute.
That sort of idea.
You know where else there's space whales, if I remember correctly? Treasure Planet.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
That's a good movie. Disney, what are you doing?
Make Treasure Planet 2, cowards.
Make it a live action if you're going to make a...
Who would we cast in Treasure Planet 2? Live action. No, it's just a remake, not Treasure Planet 2.
That's the other podcast.
Which one?
The ones that we don't do anymore.
I'd cast Robert Pattinson.
That's fair.
All right, move on.
But yeah, so that atmospheric beast is an interesting thing. Is like when they die, they don't like fall to the earth; they float up into space, sort of deal.
Scary.
So that would explain the lack of bodies found of these creatures.
Very convenient.
Yeah, it is. It is.
All right. So they float in this guy. They're
Theory
serpents. They're just-
number 2 gets into something that is way above my pay grade and area of study,
Okay.
which includes extra-dimensional creatures. Creatures from another dimension.
How'd they get here? Do you have that?
Rifts in space-time. It could be a string theory thing.
What if the string theory is just worms?
Oh my gosh. It's time back.
I made a mistake and
Yeah?
tweeted, what's the biggest worm you've ever seen? And I keep getting notifications from Twitter, and I'm very scared.
I got a big worm for you. Yeah, a lot of things are that extra dimensional creatures is a big one.
Okay.
But yeah, I string theory is way beyond me. I cannot even begin to fathom. They could be electromagnetic fluxes that are occurring in the air from technology, and that's why. So they only started showing up in film once we hit people started noticing them in the 90s.
Okay. So this electromagnetic thing, this is saying that they aren't real. It's just electromagnetism.
It's a basically invisible to the naked eye electronic phenomenon.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
This one, I feel like this one's going to confuse me.
You can't see air rods with your eyes.
Gotta see them with your phones. With your cameras.
With your cameras, yes.
It's like an
I'm
ARG.
pulling up a picture for you. Real quick here. Because
Sorry if this sounds bad. There's just a hair in the microphone.
here we go. Pretty much they look like this for the most part.
Okay.
They usually appear to be clear or white in color. They have a artist rendering here.
This is really good for this
Yeah.
audio
Google
podcast.
is your friend, people.
Yeah, look up an air rod, but don't just look up rods.
The artist rendering is they basically look like this.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
It's like basically a long rod that has wings that undulate down either side of its body. To keep
I like it.
aloft.
It's cute. It kind of looks like a fish.
It kind of looks like a fish, yeah.
I don't know what kind of fish, but kind of looks like it'd be in the ocean.
Another one is, again, that it's not a living thing at all, but in fact, an undiscovered fifth state of matter.
Scary.
So, like, we've got, was it solid, liquid, plasma, gas, and then air rod is the fifth undiscovered. We don't know.
No, wait,
what's
are
going
they
on.
saying that air rod is the fifth matter, or it's made of the fifth matter?
That it is.
Cool.
Yeah. Now, we get to the fun thing, because I have extensive research in my childhood of air rods
Yeah?
and my theories.
Oh, man.
We haven't
let's
done
hear
this a
the
lot.
Levi's theories.
So, air rods tend to be seen in film alongside orbs
Okay, like ghosts.
Like
Ghost
ghosts.
orbs.
and UFO sightings.
That makes sense. It did kind of look like the first one. The first one you showed me kind of looked like someone would mistake it for a UFO.
Yeah. So, my theory has always been
Yes. Let's hear this. I'm so excited about this.
that they are not living, but they are tears in the fabric of space where these things are coming through.
Okay.
So the ghosts
they're
coming through
the air rod.
cause the air rod to occur.
Okay.
And like a UFO coming all the distance as fast as they are causes the tear in space to create these anomalies in the backgrounds.
Oh, that's interesting. That's a good theory there.
It's sort of like I'm losing the thread. Guardians of the Galaxy, they have designated like
Yeah. I know
jump
what you're talking
points
about.
kind of thing. And it would be like that, how like in that movie, let's use that as an example. They're like octagons, basically. They're big
Yeah.
octagons that everyone can teleport through. It's a big highway in space.
Yours is just a little
Yeah, it's a
little rectangle.
Yeah, and it's less clean sort of idea, so
Yeah.
that there are these more of there. It's like what's left of the big tear from them coming
Okay.
through. So like a ghost could come through a smaller, like just like a single air rod spot. Yeah, that's my theory. Then that I've had that theory since I was a little kid.
Are we going to do an episode about ghosts?
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. Personal experiences with ghosts. We could do a ghost hunt.
We could do a ghost hunt. I figure this will turn into us doing hunts for stuff.
Yeah. That's the goal. That's the big goal. That's like specials and season finales and stuff.
So your big goal is to do ghost hunts. My big goal is for Bigfoot to wear me in a baby Bjorn.
yeah.
Actually, I've been thinking about my goal.
Yeah.
I just want to be friends with Mothman.
Yeah, that's fair. We're gonna get Mothman on the podcast to do an episode.
Don't you tease me.
But like the artist Mothman on Twitter.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of description of these little things.
Okay.
So
I'm
they
ready.
measure from
Tell me about your rod.
anywhere from 4 inches to 3 feet in length.
Please tell me about your rod theory.
This is interesting that we did the hogs thing, and then we had the Mongolian deathworm, and now we're talking about rods. There's a lot of phallic creatures that happened in back to back to back here.
Well, not even phallic creatures, but very
we can
easy
make
ties
puns.
to fallacy.
Yeah. Falsehoods?
Falsettos?
So there's 4 inches to 3 feet in length.
Sounds about
Cylindrical in shape.
right. Like any normal rod?
Yeah. With long wings that go the entire length of its body.
Yep. Flying rod.
Yeah. They rotate. It's sort of, if you imagine a saw blade, right? How it spins. Basically, it's that down the length of its body. Sort of deal.
Okay. All right. I've got it. I'm sorry. I did space out for a second thinking
Yeah.
about the Hot Wheels movie.
The Hot Wheels movie.
I don't know why.
Like the ones that were on Cartoon Network? Or Okay.
All right.
I see
Back
where you're at.
to your
Yeah.
rod.
Now here is a interesting thing.
Okay.
Right?
All right. I'm ready.
I went to fold that up and I kind of needed it.
Yep.
That kind of puts a damper on my theory.
Yeah. I guess if they're moving around.
Well, this is the part that they appear to be intelligent. They will not run into stuff. They will not go through objects. They will go around them.
Okay.
Which leans more into the living creature side of things.
Yeah. Well, I guess if it moves at all, probably.
Yeah. But it could, for my thought process when I had my theory here, was it's like when you see lightning coming across.
Okay.
It's moving.
Yeah, but it's not living.
Yeah, it's not living.
Okay.
I'm going to pull up a picture that is the biggest
Recorded it. Rod? Tell me about your big rod.
yeah, no. The biggest problem with rods. And that is
Tell me about rod
this
issues.
image here of a bird with motion blur on it.
Now, for everyone listening, motion blur on a bird does just kind of look like a rod.
Yeah.
Tell me more about your rod issues.
So that would happen. We're gonna get in some technology here.
Yeah, that just
when-
looks like a bird.
I'm sure you've seen the picture of a bird in a security camera. Of it looking like it's just floating there.
Oh yeah,
because its wings are beating at the same refresh rate of the camera.
Yeah.
This would occur when the opposite is occurring, and it would only be a giant blur.
Okay.
So if it's flying from left to right, it would just be a giant blur, assuming that its wing beats never match up with the refresh rate of the camera.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. That's unfortunate. Because that last picture that you just showed me,
but then see, this is like what a lot of people will end up capturing.
See, now let me get a little closer to this.
So a lot of thoughts are moth in the light sort of deal, but it's always in a straight line.
Yeah, but this one's a little weird to me because if you look, like second wing down, there's like a little half wing that doesn't look like it's a second little half size thing that doesn't quite look like a wing to me.
Yeah.
That's depressing. Whole time, birds are just rods. Rods are just birds.
Now.
Also, I missed a joke when you were talking about problems with rods.
Yeah.
And I would like to say a rod aisle dysfunction.
Thank you. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
that. They get seen fairly often is another thing that kind of leads me to think it's more problematic. And you can achieve the same thing
Effect.
by doing what they've done here, which this is a floodlight with a long exposure going. However, this does not explain for moving video.
Yeah.
So anytime the camera is moving and you see one in the background, that wouldn't explain the refresh rate thing that we talked about before.
Yep.
Because it would throw it off.
Okay. Now I'm believing it again.
Yeah. See, this is the fun thing. Is it an optical illusion? Well, it could be, but it could very easily not be with the other science of it. Now, there are people who would do what they would call rod fishing.
Yep. Tell me more.
Yeah, we got to talk about rod fishing. So this is a thing that you can actually do yourself. Go watch an old movie.
No.
So a lot of people will go and watch old movies and TV and like news reports and stuff like that. Just look at the background.
Okay.
And we'll catch rods in the background occurring.
Interesting.
Of like major motion pictures and stuff. Kind of thing. To me, it's a very like interesting thing because it's like as soon as cameras were invented,
These started showing up.
these started showing up in those films without people realizing it. Until somebody brought it to their attention. Let me see if I can pull up the person's name because he did a whole like lecture.
It's strange to me that I've never seen or heard about this.
Yeah. So here's the thing. If you end up like after Ancient Aliens is over on TV, right? You'll start getting things about rods happening.
Okay, that makes sense. That guy from Ancient Aliens,
Yeah.
dude, he's got to be rolling in money.
So
Yep. What's wrong?
here we go. Jose
Okay.
Escamilla
Okay.
claimed to be the first person to film them in 1994 in Roswell, New Mexico.
All right. So that's why they're called Roswell rods.
Yes. While attempting to film a UFO.
Okay, that makes sense.
He embarked on multiple lecture tours to promote his claims.
He went on. He talked a lot about his rod.
Yeah, he talked about his rod in front of a lot of people. The China Central Television aired a 2-part documentary about flying rods in China.
Okay.
Reported events from May to June of the same year. Surveillance cameras and all that stuff. And then they showed Jose's videos as well. And when they were able to recreate with security cameras like we were talking about, they caught them.
They caught the rods.
They were moths.
Ah, beans.
Yeah. The for the most part, pretty much has been debunked by the scientific community as solely being problems with cameras and insects in the background.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Are they still caught now in like high definition cameras?
You know, that's a good question.
That's what I'm thinking. Because if you're saying it's problems with
Let me
cameras,
see.
you would think that they would figure out a way to fix it. Just Google recent rods.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Recent rod pictures. Chris Evans.
I don't know. Well, that's camera equipment. That's not exactly what I was looking for. That's a shotgun.
What did you Google?
Air rods on camera recently.
And it brought you shotguns.
Mm-hmm. The most recent one is the picture of them doing the long exposure on the floodlight that I showed you of from the Wikipedia article.
All right, I'm gonna dig into this one on my own time because I'm interested. I want to see the most recent. I want to see the most recent video. Is what I want.
Let's see. I have this is 2014.
Okay, cameras are pretty good.
Cameras are pretty good. This is on YouTube. I'm not going to play the audio.
All right, I just wanted.
This
fine.
is what appears to be a trail cam. Okay.
What happened?
Okay, it says video. It is not. It's a camera series. Yeah.
Oh, I see it though.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And the lights they're saying they were laser beam. But yeah, that's the problem is a lot of times they're caught
Just on stills.
In stills, which technically, if we're going to talk about the way cameras work.
Yes. Tell me about cameras.
So, I'm taking a page straight out of Corridor Digital here, in the Corridor crew.
Gotcha.
When they talk about muzzle flashes on guns.
Yep.
So, cameras have a rolling shutter, right?
Yes.
Which means that a muzzle flash, you'll only capture about half of it. So, that's why on, like, when you see a gun fire, it'll, instead of being the perfect star pattern,
Yeah.
like, either the top or bottom was cut off.
Okay. It's because of the rolling shutter.
Because of the rolling shutter. Which, unless it is a long exposure photo, like we talked about, you know how people write stuff with the... Yeah.
Like the Disney Channel thing.
Yeah. Unless it's... yeah. I was thinking like 4th of July and they'll do like...
Well, yeah, but they kind of do it in the style of like the Disney
Yeah.
Channel people used to.
Unless it's a long exposure photo like that, I don't see how you could feasibly capture a bug moving that far across a single frame with a rolling shutter.
That That makes sense.
Because even in the background there would be enough definition with a modern camera to realize that is a thing moving
Yeah.
and
that
not
makes
a
sense.
single piece.
Yeah, no, that's interesting.
Yeah. This is the big problem of rods is like there's easy ways to debunk it. But then exactly.
There's easy ways to debunk those debunks.
Yeah. That have
Double
to do
debunk.
with the way technology works. In the 90s, impossible to tell what those pictures are.
Yeah.
Anything from 94, anything from sub 2007.
Yeah, and even
Cameras
2007.
sucked back then too. Until we get to 720p, like image quality is terrible.
Trail cams, I've noticed, don't shoot in great quality.
What's that?
Trail cams?
Yeah, no, they're not trying to.
Which doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah,
I feel like, well, I guess it's a different audience.
Yeah,
If you're just like a hunter looking for like, I want to know if there's deer out there.
Yeah, what kind of deer are in this area, sort of
Yeah,
thing.
but someone
How many
make,
turkeys we got?
Someone make me a
4K.
a 4K affordable trail cam.
Yeah, see, like that camera right
For
up there
ghosts.
is 4K. Shoots in 4K.
Yeah.
It was like $700.
We can watch that on the Xbox
Yeah.
Series X because it's 4K.
Yeah. Series S, 2K upscales to 4K.
Yep.
Might as well be as good.
But it doesn't have a disk drive.
Yeah,
We
you-
can't get
you
into
don't need
this.
that.
This is the wrong podcast.
Yeah. So that's the biggest problem with AirRods is you can both bunk and debunk them in the same sentence.
Yeah. Now you've created a problem
Yes.
in my new bit
Okay.
about these things fighting one another. You've done an episode on something that can't really be fought.
Yeah. It is intangible. It is the eternal stalemate to the Mongolian deathworm.
I don't know if we're ever going to find anything that can beat the Mongolian deathworm.
Yeah. Unless we get something that's like psychic.
Alakazam. This is just going to turn into a Pokemon podcast.
Now, if we get a creature that a Pokemon is based on, that's a whole nother bag of worms.
I'm trying to think.
Abominable Snowman.
Yeah. Why isn't there a Bigfoot Pokemon?
That's the closest you got.
I know.
Bigfoots are too, but they do people Pokemon all the time.
Do they?
Machamp line.
Machamp has 4 arms.
Sock and throw.
Yeah, sock and throw.
Those are just dudes in karate geese.
Yeah, but you're saying Machamp is a person. Machamp does have
Machop.
4 arms. But
Machoke.
but he turns into Machamp,
Yeah,
who has 4 arms.
fair. You don't have 4 arms? The rest of us do.
All right. I didn't come here to be bullied. I came here to talk about fighting.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing is this thing can't if it may not even be a thing. It may just be an anomaly.
The whole
that
part of
occurs.
the whole thing of this podcast is these things might not be things.
Yeah, that is the bit.
That's the overarching bit that we've
Hey,
done for profit.
this might be a thing.
That is like that one's confused me. This one's going over my head.
Yeah.
In that I feel like if I think about it too much, I'm gonna have a panic attack.
Yeah.
But this is something I will probably research on my own time because, like I said, I do want to see.
There are several television specials solely around these things.
Okay.
That you at home can look up as well, because it's a lot to get into. If you can understand string theory, you can find even more out, and how like dimensional rifts theoretically could work, and what are those things called? Overlapping dimensions and that sort of thing. Yeah. Which I'll get into on Ghosts when we do a Ghost episode.
So excited about Ghosts.
That might be a 2-parter, and we each kind of.
Well, I feel like Ghosts is probably going to be something like Bigfoot, which is going to be like we'll probably just continuously come back to it.
Yeah.
Because like with Bigfoot, like with a lot of this stuff, like with Ahul, there's been 3 recorded sightings.
Yeah.
there's always new ghost sightings.
Exactly.
Yeah, no. And air rods, man. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look into this one because I would really like to see the footage of it, and I'd like to see it on like a high quality
Let me
camera.
see. Yeah, there's not going to
We can do this off of the podcast.
Yeah, there will be footage. It will not be high quality.
Well, that's what I want. Is I want high quality footage. Because if there's never any high quality footage, then that makes it easier for me to believe that it is a camera problem.
Well, this is an app for Facebook Messenger.
I thought you were going to say for Google Podcasts, and I was like, they know.
So this is 6 years ago. Skyfish Air Rods Solar Entities UFO HD.
All right, for the people,
And
that just kind of looks like a moth.
yeah, that looks like a bug. The way it moved was more like a bug.
Yeah. For people who are listening, it is a video that does seem to be kind of purplish.
Yeah, I think it's to counter the green night vision that they're probably running on this.
Yeah. It's a video of Look, I hate to pee on your parade.
Yeah, no.
That looks like a moth.
That looks like a moth, yeah. And that's the thing. Is like you can find better videos.
Ow.
It takes them to it. This is from 2008. Let's see.
My hair's caught in my hat.
Let's see if this is actually a video.
Oh, I just ripped out so many hairs. All right, that looks, again.
Yeah.
But what's that in the back there? What's that way back there?
I have no clue. But the thing they're pointing out is the time passing in between each of these.
It's moving quick.
It's moving very fast. It's moving faster than a moth does. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I would say. Because it jumps. Let's see how many frames here. Once we get back to this. Yeah, that's the full speed. He cuts it to half speed here, and it goes frame by frame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it goes in 8 frames. It goes fully across the camera and back.
Yeah.
That's very
Very fast. Speed moth. That's next week's
Hypermoth.
episode. Hypermoth.
Mothra.
I almost, for some reason, I couldn't remember the name Mothra when I was thinking about them fighting. And I was sitting there, I was like, did Godzilla fight Mothman? Because I knew he fought something of a moth, but I couldn't remember the name Mothra, and I was like, did he fight Moth? Did he just fight Mothman?
You know what I totally missed bringing up last episode? With bats? Batra. Godzilla fights Batra.
I do remember Batra.
It's evil Mothra. It's a bat.
It'd be cool if Godzilla fought Mothman, though.
Yeah. I think there's a size disparity there.
It's a fake movie.
You remember that comic book where Godzilla played basketball against Charles Barkley?
No, I don't, because I don't read comic books, because I'm not a nerd.
You should look up that
We still have
cover.
to fight. We still have to play the Charles Barkley game.
Oh, yeah. Charles Barkley Shut Up and Jam Gaiden.
Yes.
Chef Boyardee presents Charles Barkley Shut Up and Jam Gaiden.
Yeah, we've got so much to do.
Yeah.
We've got movies to watch.
Once this move is over, things will even back out.
Yeah. Man.
That's all I have for this episode. Air rods are interesting.
No, it's hard to it's a hard one to get into.
Yeah.
But
It's easy to both dispute and to counter said disputes,
yeah.
which to me makes it for a way better argument between people that know.
Which we don't.
Yeah, and that's why we want to bring up these things. You guys can argue in our comments, in ratings on Spotify and whatnot.
And on my Twitter.
Yeah, and
I always
on
need more
Twitter.
engagement. We should make a Twitter for
Yeah,
this.
Mothman. My neighbor Mothman Twitter.
Yeah, I might do that.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, if you have high quality footage of an air rod,
Yeah, send it in.
Send
We'd
it to
love
me.
to see that.
I don't remember your Twitter handle, but mine is Big Gremlin Hours.
Levi Carver.
That's what I thought. And Levi is with an S
Yeah,
at the end.
'cause
Levis.
Because I spelled bad.
So yeah, I mean, and I don't know how many people are listening, but if you've got something that you want us to cover,
Yeah.
shoot it to me. I don't think my DMs are open.
Hit
but
one of us
request to
up
follow
on.
me.
Yeah.
I'll pretty much accept anybody.
Just at me, bro.
Oh yeah, or that. That's the way that works. Or text me at. Never mind.
And use the hashtag my neighbor Mothman.
Yeah, I'm the only person that uses it right now. Other than I think you used it today.
Yeah. I'll use it in a retweets also.
Yeah, it's good. But yeah, I mean, tweet it. We should set up probably like once we get really into this, probably a Google account and an email.
Yeah.
But you can listen on any of your streaming services other than Google and iTunes because they hate us.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
They probably know Bigfoot and they don't want us to expose it.
That would explain a lot.
Do you think Steve Jobs was really Bigfoot? Can you prove that he wasn't?
I can't. I've never seen them both at the same time, at the same place.
But no, you can do that. You can watch the videos on Board Nerds YouTube channel. Or you can watch us do this live, twitch.tv/Skeleton Crew Gaming.
Yeah.
We don't really have a set schedule on that, but if you follow me on Twitter, I tweet every time that we do it. Or you can just check in.
Yeah.
Check into the Twitch channel.
You're always doing something interesting.
Most of the time, yeah. A lot of times it's Valorant.
Lately.
Yeah.
Got Among Us. You gonna start doing that?
I really want... We got to do Fall Guys. We haven't done Fall Guys
Fall
yet.
Guys, yeah.
Now we're just on a different rant.
Yeah.
But yeah. This is my neighbor Mothman.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
I'm Zachary.
I'm Levi.
Lock your doors. Don't step on worms. What's your thing for air rods? This is my new other bit.
Watch out. They're around you right
Don't
now.
have cameras.
They're around you right now.
Film everything or don't have cameras. Those are the only two options. And don't step on worms, I beg of you. They're poisonous and scary. End the podcast. End it. End it while I'm doing this. It's over. I'm scared of worms. I'm so scared of worms. And don't tweet me bad things. I just wanted to see big worms.